But my bad, y'all. It's a gap between this video and the last video because I just decided to record it on my phone instead of Instagram because it keep pausing me and I just want to talk straight. But yeah, like I was saying, I've come to the realization when it's something that's like drilling me and like driving me in my head and it won't go away, I know I have to like release that or talk about it or it's gonna like literally bug me until I do. So yeah. So I guess I could start with saying the reason behind my fast is because I just felt like my mind was clouded up with just a whole lot of just negative stuff and just stuff going on in the world, in my personal life, and just everything. I just felt like my mind wasn't clear and I just couldn't think right, like, and it was just affecting me in so many ways. So, I realized that I did need to fast so I could just come to the realization of some things, and I really didn't expect it to affect me in such a way because I've heard of fast before, and when you were younger or going to church with your parents or whatever, they talk about fasting all the time, but I wasn't really into it for myself. I was just doing it because the church said we had to do it, and that's what my mom told me that we were doing. So I'm like, okay, we fasting, cool. I didn't really understand or have a meaning behind me fasting, like personally for myself. I would just do it because that's what I was told I was supposed to do. But yeah, so one of my followers was fasting probably a few months ago, and basically was just saying, they fasted for about maybe a week or two and things just became clear to them. So that made me think, like, when I was, having all that clouded mind and my judgment and everything was just clouded, it made me go back and think about my one follower in particular and was like, well, maybe I should look into doing a fast. But, I didn't really I didn't really think I would take the fast as serious as I did because I'm thinking it's just a fast and I don't know what I'm gonna take from it, but let's just try it and see how I do from it and we'll go from there. So that's my reasoning behind fasting, just because just my brain was just everywhere. It was like them shootings going on that happened with the shooting of the elementary school and the shooting of the grocery store, and just me being on social media. I just felt like my mind was just clogged up with negative stuff, and I don't know, it just wasn't sitting well with me or my spirit. Like, it was just really bothering me, like shaking me up. So yeah, I decided to fast, and like I said, I wasn't planning on taking the fast serious. I won't go into detail, like maybe later at another time, but I won't go into detail about every single thing I did for the fast because I've also realized, like, a fast is something for you. Like, you shouldn't base your fast on something else somebody else does. So if somebody else says, hey, I fasted and I got all these results and everything like this, that doesn't mean you are going to get those same exact results that person received from the fast, because it's for them. Like, it's their fast. Like, all of our walks through life are totally different. So we should not ever experience nothing like another person will, because we're just so different in so many ways. We may be similar in a lot of ways, but at the end of the day, we are totally different people and we don't live the same lives. So I kind of tailored my fast to exactly how I know I would benefit from it. And it actually helped me out a lot. So I fasted for the entire month of June. So granted, I was supposed to start the fast on June 1st. I didn't start till June 2nd, again because I was not taking it serious. I'm like, oh well, I still got a little bit of this love and I still need to do a little bit of that. And basically had to I basically felt like I needed to get certain things out of my system before I completely like gave myself to the fast. And that's okay. I'm glad that I did that. And I'm glad that I didn't make June 1st my actual day. It was June 2nd. So I stopped fasting on July 2nd. But just during my fast, it just made me realize so many things, like just not only about myself, but the world around me, like people around me, just literally everything. It was just such like a mind opener for me, like, for real. I don't know, things just started to happen, and I feel like God brought people into my life that were talking to me that, it just, like, the things that they said, it just made sense. And some people didn't even know I was fasting. But the things that they were saying, it was just like, like a whoa moment for me. Like, oh my God, like, is this God talking to me? And then that brings me to another point. Like, I know a lot of people, like, when they do fast, they always say, like, God said this and God said that, and I received this message and stuff. And I used to be like, y'all be hearing God talking to you? Because I don't ever hear God talk to me. Even when I pray and stuff, like, I just don't hear God talk to me. And that was another thing. I wasn't really praying like I should have, for real. Like, I wasn't talking to God. Like it was a disconnection between God and I, for real. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, I used to always say, like, how do y'all hear God? I even looked it up on Google and everything. But I realized, like, I don't know, maybe some people may hear God or hear a voice, but I don't hear that. Like, when God's speaking to me, I don't hear that. I don't hear a voice. I feel like God speaks to me through other people, through certain situations. Like, it was just some, like, real supernatural stuff happening that I was just like, ain't no way this right here is real. Like, this ain't nobody but God. It's like, it was things that was happening that just didn't make sense, that made sense for me to know, like, this ain't nobody but God speaking to me. It's crazy. But yeah, I don't know. Like, the fast really moves me in a way that I didn't expect it to. And it just has me, like, on a whole nother, like, wave and frequency of just how I feel about just everything. Like, literally everything. It's like, just the way I, would act before and the things that I do. It's just like, I don't want to involve myself with that because it does not help me grow. And the main thing that I got, and I'm learning things now, even, a few days after the fast, it feels like I'm still carrying the fast on into my life now, which I feel like I love, and which is good, because I feel like it's really, like, benefiting me and making me realize who I am as a person, for real. And that's why I was saying, like, in my post when I first, told y'all about the fast, like, do you really know you, for real? And I really know it's not even that I think. And that's the thing. I was never certain on things before. I would always say I think. I know it's a lot of people that don't really, not even a lot, but majority of people in this world do not really know who they are, like, truly as people. And I can honestly say that I didn't really know who I was. And I felt like I was a person who was strong on what I believed in, and, real strong personality, and what I believe is what I believe, and can't nobody steer my mind otherwise. But it really made me realize, like, I really don't know myself as a person, for real. Like, it's crazy, and it's hard to explain, because if you don't really go through it and, like, go through the motion and feel it, like, you're not gonna really understand what I'm saying. And this may get a little long, so I know a lot of people gonna tap through it, but the people that understand and can hear where I'm coming from, like, y'all gonna feel me. Like, y'all gonna feel what I'm saying, because it's so many other people, and just me, like, going through all this now, like, I can see it's so many other people who have been through this and experienced, like, the same thing that I'm experiencing. And I think it's so crazy. I think it's so crazy. I think it's so weird. Just like some of y'all, I think it's so crazy and I think it's so weird. But I'm still learning through it and understanding it more. And I know eventually it's not going to be so crazy and so weird to me. But when it first started happening, I'm like, ain't no way. But like I was saying, like, some of y'all going to feel me. And some of y'all not going to feel me. And the people that don't feel me, it's just not meant for y'all to feel me right now, because you're not in the space that you need to be in to receive what I'm saying. And I really wish I could put it into words better, but you really just have to really be in that space and in that mindset to understand, like, what I'm saying and where I'm coming from. And it's the most common sense of things, but if you're not in that space, you're not going to feel what I'm saying. But the people who think I'm crazy or whatever and think I'm just talking rah-rah and on some, like, holy, religious, whatever, y'all can tap through, because you know, that's just what it is. Y'all can tap through. I would love for y'all to listen, because maybe one day it will hit y'all. But some people just will never, like, y'all, some people are literally gonna die, go to their grave without really knowing who they are. And it's sad. But yeah, anyway. But yeah, the fast made me realize that I've been distracted, like, you know, this whole time. Like, I just been just surrounded by distractions. Things that I didn't think were distractions were actually distractions for me, which were actually hindering me from seeing things clear as I needed to see. And that's really what was clouding my brain for real. I just been distracted by so many things, and it could be the smallest of things, like things that I consider small in my life. Like, I've been distracted by just because I can't say no, or it's just something I'm used to doing, or it's normal for me. But it was a distraction, like, literally. But also I've realized too, like, you know, as time has went on and I'm just learning more and more, I'm realizing God had to basically put me in certain situations and take me out of certain situations so I could get it. Like I said, I have a strong personality, and what I know is what I know, and what I believe, can't nobody tell me otherwise, because that's what I believe in. But God had to literally, like, put me in situations, like, I'll say he had to literally drag me through the mud for real, like, for me to listen, like, for me to understand, because I be so strong in what I think is right. That's not really right. I don't want to hear what nobody else got to say. But like I said, he literally had to drag me through the mud and put me through, like, some real hurtful situations that I wish I didn't have to go through. But I was so knee deep into the stuff that was, like, affecting me as a person. Like, it literally, I don't know, like, for a long time. And I think God does that in a way because he know, like, when the time is right for you to listen and when you'll be ready to receive it. But like I said, I didn't think this was going to affect me in this way. So I'm thinking it's just something I'm doing. Maybe it's going to help me. Maybe it's not. If not, I'll just go back to living like how I would live. But I literally know that, you know, everything happened for a reason. And that's what I've always believed in. And he knows when to put you in a certain situation so that you can listen, because you hard-headed. And that was me. I was hard-headed, like, very hard-headed, like, not listening, just pretty much just doing whatever I wanted to do, thinking that I could still get what I wanted out of life, but I'm not really giving back to the world or to the universe like I should have, for real. And it's gonna go over a lot of y'all head, because I'm telling you, like, when I start talking to people, it can almost feel like I'm preaching for real. So I'm trying not to get too deep and scare some of y'all away, but I know it is. And that's okay. That's okay. I'm learning that that's okay. But I don't know. It's just so crazy. I just wish I could explain it in such a way that it's just so understanding to everybody. But everybody not going to understand because it's not meant for them to understand. But yeah, that's my piece on it. I feel like I'm just going, like, the more I learn, because I just been literally, like, listening to nothing but motivational stuff and just different stuff. Like, I can't even say, like, I'm not gonna sit here and tell y'all that I've been reading the Bible this whole time and all of that. Like, no, I have not touched the Bible at all. I kid you not. I have not touched one single Bible. Granted, it's been scriptures thrown out there, you know, to me at that, and I'll look up the scriptures, like, individually, but me just sitting and reading the Bible, like, I have not done that. So all of this is literally just, I don't know, it's just coming to me on a different, like, level or wavelength. It's weird. And people probably thinking I'm weird, like, it's crazy, but hell, I don't know. I can't really explain it, but yeah. And then that's another thing, and I'll leave with this last piece because this video is getting kind of long. But like I said, I've been watching different motivational speeches, just letting different stuff play in my background as I'm just doing, you know, things on a daily or whatever. And I really realized like all of this stuff is stuff we already know. It's the simplest of things for real. But we are so distracted in life by just the things that we're used to doing that we consider normal, or the things that society consider normal for us, that we can't even sit down and be still and just listen. And that's what God had to do. He had to sit me down so I could be still for me to listen. Because I was too distracted by everything, like putting things off. Like it made me realize like so many things just about myself, my business, just everything. Like I've been distracted. It's crazy. But yeah, like the simplest of things, like literally simple things that we already know as people, but we just ignore them because we don't really think it's gonna do anything for us. But I've realized like these people in these, you know, motivational speeches and just different things like that, everybody is literally saying the same thing. It's crazy. It's not no people. People act like they have the key to success, but it's already within you, and it's easier said than done. It really is. But ain't nobody gonna feel me for real until I prove it to them, and that's what I'm gonna have to do for people to really like feel me and listen to me for real. But yeah. And believing is seeing. Seeing is believing. That's what I meant. Seeing is believing. So y'all gonna really have to see stuff to believe me. And that's fine too, but at that point it's gonna be too late because I'm gonna be charging y'all at that point. But nah. Yeah, they literally saying the same exact thing. The same exact thing. Literally stuff we already know. So this fast also made me realize too, and it's my last thing, that it really opened up my eyes and opened up my ears to so much. Like I promise you, I was telling people like I really felt like this whole time, like after this fast, I feel like for my entire life I just been blind and deaf for real. Like for real, I really feel like I just been blind and deaf. And since this fast, I feel like it's been giving me vision to see and just the ability to hear for real. Because all of this stuff, I already heard it. I promise you. I already heard it. I've been watching motivational speeches like before this fast, been watching it, but nothing clicked to me like it do now. It's like I can hear clear now. I can see clear. It's wild. It's wild to me. It really is. It really is wild. But I don't know. I get it though. I get it now. I'm still learning a lot of things. I'm learning a lot about myself as a person for real. And just the people around me, you know, still, but and in the world too. Like, I don't know. But I just know we all need each other. I know we go through life, you know, sometimes thinking we don't need nobody. But at the end of the day, we have to be teachers to each other, because everybody not going to really get it and understand it, because we so clouded by the judgment of society and other people around us. And when we get out of that mindset, then we'll be good. But that's my piece. That's all. I'm gonna stop right there, because I'm telling you, I could go on and on about it all day long. I promise you. And I did not expect this video to be 18 minutes, but I'm not even surprised by it. But yeah, even when I came onto Instagram and told y'all that I was fasting, for the people that didn't know, I told y'all if I can at least have one person feel me, like, then I'm good. I'm good. Like, out of my over 2,000 followers, like, I know it's going to affect somebody. And I've had people reach out to me, like, saying they on the same thing, like, they understand, they know what I'm talking about and all that stuff. And that right there just reassures me that I'm not crazy. That I'm not crazy and I'm not tripping. So yeah, but that's it.